Alexa, intruder alert.
I will kill you, bench.
Nice.
Somebody call 911.
Oh, it cut off. That was shoddy fire burning on the dance floor. Alexa, shut up.
Today we are talking about the new Tom and Jerry movie. It is a mixture of live action and animation. Yeah. So what do you guys think?
I thought it was awful.
Yeah.
I thought it was not good at all.
I really got angry when I was watching it.
Really?
And I think it's because of how the animation is.
Yeah.
And it's because, like, I think they're going for, like, we talked about Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Yeah.
And I think that's what they're going for with the style of animation. But that looked better then than this did now, which is nuts to me.
Yeah.
And I think the story itself sucks. I think people are in different movies. I think Michael Pena specifically is in a different movie than everyone else. Mm-hmm. Maybe he's in the same movie as Tom and Jerry.
Yeah.
Because he's a cartoon. Not that I think he was doing bad. I think he was doing what he was told to do.
Yeah, he was one of the better, I would say.
But I don't know. I didn't like the story. I didn't care. And it was annoying.
Yeah.
And I just wanted more Tom and Jerry.
Yeah. Okay, so breakdown of what the story is. Tom and Jerry are on their way to New York for whatever reason, and they are trying to be separated. You know, they're moving out from each other. They've broken up, and they're going to New York, and they are trying to find a place to stay. They somehow get roped into being at a hotel, and it is them doing their antics in the hotel, and just how that plays out and this, disaster following. I feel like I have to rate this movie differently because it is a kid's movie, and I have to think about this from the perspective of a kid, because I think this movie is not good.
Mm-hmm.
Even if we're talking about it as a kid's movie, I think it's not good even through that lens. But I do think kids would watch this and have fun and enjoy it, and it would be, a thing. It would be fun for them. But even as that, I don't think it's very good. The animation was horrible. It was really bad. I think they could have fixed it too if they went a little less with that 3D look, and they even put maybe outlines around them and did even like a light cell shade. It would have looked so much better.
Yeah.
But it looked so bad because that animation was just horrible. They moved okay though, like the actual like motion and them doing stuff wasn't too bad. But that weird 3D, like, it looked cheap, honestly, compared to like actual people. It just looked really bad. It didn't look good at all. So yeah, but I think it would be fun for kids at least.
I don't know. I feel like it's bad for kids. I feel like we need to give children more credit. I don't know. But I loved From Justin to Kelly as a kid, and that's apparently one of the worst movies of all time.
It's a weird flex.
Okay. And aside from Seth, we were on a road trip, like my family, like just all of our family, not just my immediate family. We were in a car, and my sister and I kept rotating who got to pick the movie. Every time it was my turn, I picked From Justin to Kelly.
Oh God.
Yeah, it was a spring break musical. That's great.
It sounds like not that.
Well, I haven't watched it as an adult. So that and Glitter are still fantastic to me.
Yeah.
See, I don't think even kids would enjoy this, because I went into this with like nostalgia of like, I used to wake up on Saturdays and watch Tom and Jerry, and even being older, I still enjoy it. Like, it's still fun. It's still kind of like an avenue back to my childhood. And
How old are you?
10, it doesn't matter. Like 20 minutes in, I was like, oh, this movie is gonna suck.
It didn't even take
And
that long.
maybe it'll get better. It got worse. Somehow it got worse. But you were talking about the animation, and you talked about Who Framed Roger Rabbit. I feel like at first when you watch that movie, you're very aware of the animation, and as it goes on, it kind of blends in, and you don't even see it anymore. This movie was the exact opposite. The whole time, as soon as you see them, any of the animated animals, it's so apparent that it's bad animation. It's just takes up
It's
the whole
distracting.
scene. Yeah, it's very, very distracting.
And I feel like I am the type of person that maybe doesn't love kids movies, and so like I understand why I'm going to be more negative. but at the same time, like, there's movies like Coco that are so good, and Inside Out, and like you have all these, and like Raya that we're gonna talk about.
I was about to say that is only even like more stark of a contrast when I watched this and then I watched Raya, and how amazing that animation was. It only made this even more obvious because I was trying to give this the benefit of the doubt. You know, it's like kids nowadays, I feel like, just prefer this 3D CG look, you know, as opposed to the old hand-drawn animation. So I'm trying to give it that benefit. But it just doesn't look that good, especially compared to old hand-drawn animation, which this is what it's going for specifically, is trying to look like that, and it's just not good. I think there are some good sequences, though. There are some nice moments, like with the big mouse trap that they make in the hallway, you know, that whole sequence. That was really cool. There's some good animation moments when they are like fighting in that hotel room, and it's like just panning, going around the room and following them as they're going up the walls and knocking stuff down and stuff's falling over and all that. So I thought there were some good moments. Those just weren't very often. And anytime they were just like being normal on screen, it was really apparent how bad it was. When they were moving and doing crazy stuff, I think it was better because you couldn't really notice like them, you know? And they had all kinds of like little flares. They would have like, you know, stars shooting when they'd get hit in the head and all that. So it was some fun stuff in there. It had some good moments, just not a lot of them.
Well, that's like the scene where he's trying to get into the window. You know what I'm talking about? Tom's trying to get in it, and he's like, gotta walk a tightrope, and then he I don't know if it's a spoiler, it's Tom and Jerry, who cares? Then he like flies on it, and I'm like, okay, see, this is Tom and Jerry, like stupid shenanigans. And then like you said, then it would snap back, and then them just walking down the hallway, and you're like, oh. Yeah. All I can see is how bad that is.
I don't know if this is an unpopular opinion, but I don't understand why Tom always loses. He's my favorite.
Because then it would be over.
Yeah.
Because Jerry would be dead.
Like, I feel the same way about, like, Itchy and Scratchy and The Simpsons. Like, the mouse always wins, and I don't get it.
So this is the same guy that screams at the TV, just give him the tricks!
I had no idea what you're talking about. Are you talking about the rabbit? I don't care. I think this is a real story. I'm like, I don't know what you joking. I just feel bad for Tom. Like, he's just minding his own business, just playing some music, and this little mouse comes up and ruins his life.
This is how you know you're old, when you're rooting for Tom.
I've always rooted for Tom.
Yeah.
I mean, Tom kind of gets his revenge a little bit in this one. I feel like he wins a lot.
Yeah. And I don't even want to get into, like, Wile E. Coyote and the Roadrunner.
Oh my god.
Just kill that bird. Like, it drives me insane. But I digress.
But yeah, it was fun. Sometimes, you know, had good parts. I think kids would have fun in this. That's about it. It's not worth the watch as an adult because the story isn't good. The emotional beats are not good. And it's just not very good. A kid might enjoy it. Adult, I don't recommend it.
I think I would enjoy it as a kid. But I was a stupid kid, so.
Yeah, well, that's being a kid.
Yeah, you were rooting for Wile E. Coyote. You were clearly very stupid.
I don't know if I was as a kid. I was just curious as to what would happen. I was always rooting for Tom. And the Joker.
See, I don't even think I can watch a movie, I feel like, and do a pretty good job of being like, oh, would a kid like enjoy this? And I don't think a kid would even enjoy
I think
this.
you would enjoy it when you were a kid.
I don't know. I don't think so.
Logan, you liked bad movies.
But yeah, I think
I did too. I'm not saying so. But I'm like, you're not getting out of this sketch free. I said at your house a lot.
But I think a kid would enjoy this with the big moments, you know, their little action bits, or the nice little animation flares when they're in motion or fighting or whatever. I think a kid would enjoy it, and the acting from the like real people is so ridiculous and over the top that I think kids would be into that. I think kids would have a good time. It's just really over the top and ridiculous.
Michael Pena is being Mr. Mosby.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Sweet Life.
Yeah.
Yep, that's what it is.
I don't know what character he's playing, but he's playing the hell out of it, whatever it is.
Yeah. You gonna do scores?
Yeah, let's do scores.
I gave it a 37.
I gave it a 25.
I trying to look at this through the lens of a kid, would they enjoy it? I gave this a 60.
Our number is 41. It's streaming for free on HBO Max. If you have kids, let them watch it. Don't sit through it with them. Family's not that important.
Go have a drink. Go have a drink.
I feel like it might be good with a couple drinks.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like, you give me...
Set them down, go have a few, come back halfway through, and you'll be like, this movie's great.
Like, I feel like if you have one or two bottles, like, it's gonna be good.